Strap in, guys. This is going to be a good one. We have, over the years, done this somewhat often. Not too often, but like whenever there's an interesting video that gets a lot of unique comments, I like to do a long form video on those comments, sometimes to laugh at them, but yeah, just like the videos, also to learn from them. And I'm going to make a video right now on somebody who I'm sure is going to see this. And so I'm just going to say this right now. If you watch this video, regardless of what I say in it to you, I want to offer you this opportunity for you and I to get in Discord together. I've done this many times in the past, and I think it's always a good idea for people who are not on the same page. And it's a lot easier to clear the air, and it's a lot easier to kind of get your point across, okay? Especially through text, it can be very hard. But I think, yeah, what you guys are about to see, you want to get in Discord, I think, if you really want to make this point. And I'm willing to do that. I would love to make a follow-up video to this, to hear your actual problems, and I would like to help. And which is the funniest part about this. All of this weird commenting that gets made here seems to misunderstand the fact that this is literally my job. Like, this is the thing that is so weird about this, is that what is said about me and what is accused here is like, no, it's the complete opposite. You come to the right place. You picked the wrong person to say this about. This is me. This is what I do, okay? So let's get started. I'm going to read these comments. It's mostly because this just doesn't want to go away. And I want to give my thoughts on this, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this, okay? And again, like, I want to hear it from all perspectives, because I don't know how else to get... I don't know what else to say about this that doesn't sound like me just trashing this guy. Like, I want to hear it from this person's perspective further, but it's such like an unhinged rant that it's like hard to recognize the actual point here, okay? But if you didn't see this video, this is the video of the Demon Hunter tank playing a DPS spec. Like, he's trying to play... I still have no idea what is happening in this video. I really have no idea. But, like, I guess Grawl and Tettles have looked at it and reviewed it on their channel or something, or on their stream. And so maybe there's a lot of people coming into this video that have never watched my content before. I don't know where this guy came from, to be honest. And it's only this one comment we're looking at, by the way. We're looking at this chain here. There's nothing else. So I don't know what he's reacting to. But, you know, this is... let's just read it. He says, right off the bat, let's make it a little bit bigger too for you guys. Right off the bat, this literally describes 80% of my dungeon runs. I'm going to break this down as like hard as I can. This might be a long one. So when you say that, like as your first statement, I don't say that. Don't say that as your first statement. Okay. I don't know why you lead like that. But it's obviously false. Like even if it was 81%, it'd be false, right? This kind of statement when you say literally 80%, like, it's really hard to have a conversation after you say that, regardless of what else is said. That could be the end of the video right there. Just don't do this. It's such a bad, like, you're exaggerating for effect to such a degree that I can't take anything else you say serious now. It's really just not productive, okay? So the first statement, the first line of this argument is that. And it's just like, okay, what the fuck are we even talking about now? Because you're reacting to a video where a Demon Hunter tank is trying to play a DPS spec. You're telling... I don't know what he's reacting to. It makes me think he's not reacting to that because of the way this plays out. I don't know what he's reacting to. But it's obviously not happening in any runs ever. This is absurdly abnormal. Okay? But let's continue reading. What are you talking about that this never happens? I'm talking about that the tank is trying to play a DPS spec. I don't know what you're talking about, but that's what I'm saying never happens. Because it doesn't fucking happen. I promise you that. If you have evidence that this happens more than once, please send this in, okay? There's been some other people who have suggested that this, I guess that people are this clueless regularly. I've never seen it. And I'm going to go on to explain why I've never seen it and why I think my experience pool is valid in this. But he's going to have some things to say about that too. So anyway, next comment is, it's literally why I quit after 20 years. Every single dungeon when I go into, I expect to have people like plus or minus 15 item level of me. I don't know what that, plus or minus? How could it be both ways? Whenever I go, I'm not even sure what that statement's meant to mean, honestly. Whenever I go into someone else's group, They expect me to have like 30 item levels above what the dungeon even drops. And they expect me to have like 3k rating to do a 3. And apparently I'm supposed to start running logs or it didn't happen? Huh? Like, okay, this is not how Mythic Plus works. I don't know why you think it does. But again, and we're going to get into this in like a protracted argument here. But this is not how it works. Why do you think it does? Fucking 3K. It's all got to just be wild exaggerations, I guess. We'll try to like dumb it down into the core argument. So he's saying that like you need to overgear the dungeon. You need to have more competency than the dungeon would offer. And you need to have log. I don't know the logs. This part makes no sense to me. I've never heard anybody bring up logs in Mythic Plus. But anyway, you're not expected of it. It's that you're pugging and that there's going to be people with it, right? Is this what we're talking about? Like who do you join the group and then they're like, oh wait, you don't have those things. That doesn't happen, right? Because they wouldn't pick you in the first place. They would see it. So more realistically, he's talking about getting declined from dungeons. I think that's the distilled version of this argument. You're getting declined from dungeons. And this is super easy to push back against. You're not getting declined because of you. You're getting declined because of the other people. There's people out there who do have 3K rating for a 3 and who are 30 item levels above the rest of the applicants. Why would you not invite them? Right? I mean, I have reasons that I wouldn't, but okay. Anyway, he says, nah, fuck this with just a C. This is literally the most common thing coming from a disabled player who was a raid leader for 18 of those 20 years and played about 10 to 12 hours a day with a max level character, ooh, impressive, of each class in heroic raid, there or equal in PvP and Mythic Plus. Ended Dragonflight at 2457 arena rating and 2890 Mythic Plus rating, and struggling to get into groups just a few months ago because I've literally never run logs. So people think I somehow just cheated my way to 630 item level, which was good before I quit. He's talking about in season 1. And they just refused to invite me. Where is this coming from? Like what evidence do you have that this happened? You telling me multiple people told you this or just one person told you this? I don't understand this. Who has ever asked about logs in Mythic Plus? I really don't understand where this is coming from. Not even on my Disc Priest or Shadow Priest, same character, no matter the difficulty. I doubt that. Mythic 0 to Mythic 10. You can't get into a Mythic 0 as somebody who's 630 item level at the end of the season 1? Come on, man. Like, let's be serious. Like, come on. Just stop fucking lying about this shit. I don't understand. Like, why do people have to lie to try to make their point? Yeah, I get it. People are overly selective in Mythic Plus pugging. There's ways to work around that, man. Like, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to fucking unsubscribe from the video game because somebody didn't invite you to their Mythic Plus dungeon. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. You can just start your own group anyway. Now, especially if you don't know, your problems are solved in season. This is actually really funny that it goes this way because a lot of the problems this guy has are actually solved in season 2. Anyway, I played 12 hours a day. So the fact that I only got to run a few dungeons a day during peak login hours, lol, no. The community is just like this every day. Like what? What does this have to do with the video? Explain to me what this has to do with the video we're making. I made a video of a guy who wants to tank, who wants to be a DPS as a tank. What does this have to do with this fucking video? The community is like what every day? Are you actually upset that the people in this group are not happy that they have a damage-dealing tank? Is that what you're unhappy about? Clarify that. That needs to be clarified. Because otherwise I have no idea what you're unhappy about and what that is related to this video. Why you think it's related to this video. So here's where it gets this really pissed me off when I read this. I'm telling you right now. If you want to have a conversation on this channel, don't ever do this. Don't ever say something about me that you don't understand or you put no effort into researching, because I take this personal, all right? And I'm going to tell you why I take it personal. Because my whole life is online. Everything I do in this video game and on this channel is documented. It's here for you. It's here so when you ask a question like how am I doing alongside Resto Shaman, I don't have to guess. You don't have to guess. We have the answers. It's on the YouTube channel, okay? So when you say this to me, this really makes me mad. I don't care if you don't know it or not. You chose to say something about me, passing judgment. It's going to make me mad. It's going to frustrate me. All right? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be frustrated, but you did that. You did it yourself. So don't say that to me. Don't act like I don't know what I'm talking about and you don't even know who I am. Why would you say that? You don't know shit about me. You don't know that this whole channel is dedicated to this topic. I'm making this could be like an hour-long video on this topic because I want to help raise awareness around it to help people. You don't know who you're messing with here. You just have an organization. You just have an organization with you, so your game is smooth. I don't even know what that means. I assume he's talking about a guild or something. You probably have chat disabled. Or at least in another tab, so you never see the insane bullshit constantly playing in chat. It's a toxic wasteland that would put the Fallout universe to shame. That made me laugh. Blizzard let the snakes evolve into hydras instead of just cutting the heads off. All the players who report toxic crap have the chat turned off so they can't see things to report. So the trolls just gain momentum and they know how to abuse reports and are getting new players banned on a regular basis. When the fuck is that happening? I need evidence of that. If that is happening, we need evidence of that. I'm asking you for evidence because I like to expose people doing this shit. I want to help you solve this problem. You believe there's a problem, right? So do you believe there's a solution? Or what are we doing here? I want to help you find the solution. Seems pretty easy to find. These things are definitely against the rules. If you're what is the quote? Abusing reports and getting new players banned on a regular basis? What the fuck is that? That's like insanely against the terms of service, right? I don't know what this comment is. I really have no idea what this comment is. Okay, I shouldn't have even replied. I should have fucking deleted it, to be honest. But instead, we're doing the complete opposite. So I replied, saying, "I'm sorry you had a bad experience." That's me being pretty nice, by the way. That's me being quite nice. You just said to me that you have an organization, so your game is smooth. You have chat disabled, and you don't pay attention to the chat. You don't know anything about pugging, basically, is what this guy just said to me. That's me being pretty nice. I'm sorry you had a bad experience, but if you know nothing about what we do here, please don't comment on that. That's very disrespectful. I think that's pretty calm. I think I calmed, like I could have said I think that's pretty calm. I said, I can assure you, this exact thing has never happened after thousands of streamed runs and hundreds of submitted keys. And I think this is what causes this to escalate, because I shouldn't have even said this, honestly. But I'm still confused by what this guy is actually reacting to. I have no idea what he's reacting to at this point. But from this one video, no, I can guarantee you that this does not happen regularly. Again, let me show you this fucking... Here you go. Look at this. 126 emails. Unread. Look at all the ones I've read already. Look at all the ones I've already made videos on. Look at all these emails. Okay? Brother, I know more about the pug community than you do. Okay? I promise you. Especially if you're not actually playing the game right now. It's pretty disrespectful to say that to me. I get it. You don't know me. But you should know me before you make a comment like this. That's what I expect. All I can say is if you're seeing stuff of this caliber often, record the runs and send them in. I'm saying that to hundreds of people a month anymore. You guys are out there venting, complaining. I'm not going to say I don't want you to do that, but it's honestly just like a tease. Like, especially if it's something that actually, like, could be fixed. Like, if somebody, the video that, the person who submitted this video, by the way, the 1 of 1 low mythic plus moment thing, this is the same person who got, like, just railed in chat for being a woman. I made a video on that, too. If you didn't see that at the end of Season 1, you got to go watch that, okay? We have evidence of that happening, and that helps raise awareness around the topic, and it helps raise awareness around these players so people don't play with them. So I want to help you guys do that, because if you think this is happening, it should stop happening. Instead, this is the reply I get. Look at this. Just like the first comment was this bullshit, here's the reply. Shut up. Good. Really good. Really. Anyway, you literally don't know shit about my experience or anyone else's. I'll show it again. 126 submitted emails. These are all Mythic Plus runs. I don't think there's any on here that aren't Mythic Plus runs. Okay. Wrong. Anyway, again, congratulations on having a very limited experience. Not everyone gets that. I see why that criticism gets levied, but I try really hard to not have a very limited experience. Outside of like watching other like influencers talk about topics, I think I'm very, like, I'm always on the forums, always on Reddit, always in Discords, always thinking about these topics. So I highly doubt I have a more limited experience than any one player who isn't doing those things. Anyway, the vast majority of people that are playing the game right now are the people that used to play they're the same people that run around in chat trolling each other. I don't know what that statement is. Or trolling everyone else. And they have like 3 to 4 different accounts and they just report you if you ever disagree with them. And then you get automatically actioned because Blizzard fired all their customer support staff. So now we're just like a new can of worms rant has opened. We're now blaming Blizzard for getting banned. I don't know about that. I don't care what you're doing here. Well, you should because you're making a fool of yourself. YouTube suggested a video to me and I decided to watch it. So shut your mouth. I'm not going to do that. And be excited about the fact that somebody is watching and engaging in your content. I don't know why people say that to me. Like, listen, I get it. If there was 0 people watching the content, I wouldn't have a job. But you're not fucking entitled. Like, don't act like because you watched a video. Like, okay, go donate $100. Then you have a, like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You watched a video, bro. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I really don't. I get it that if everybody stopped watching the video, that would be bad for me. Not everybody acts like this, okay? You're not entitled to act like this, to tell me to shut up on my channel because you don't know shit about what you're talking about. Come on, man. That does not entitle you to this level of respect, okay? Anyway, shut your mouth and be excited, blah, blah, blah. Or you can be a cuck and leave stupid fucking comments. Were you talking to yourself? I didn't say anything mean about you or anyone else. I didn't say you did. I mean, like I said, I think I'm being very measured here. Like, I think it's disrespectful to say this. Like, I think it is. Like, I spent so much time building up this topic around this channel, and you just totally walk right by it and make some stupid claim about me. Like, what do you expect? You think I'm just going to be like, I don't know. Maybe other people react differently, but I'm not able to do that. Anyway, he says, it's not like you started your video explaining everything that you do on your entire YouTube channel and every single video. Maybe I didn't in this one. Probably not. But a lot of times I do a pretty decent summary of it. I always mention recording the runs. I always mention laughing and learning. I always mention, you know, here's another example of 2s being way too easy. So I don't know what this video holds. I don't remember every word I said in it. But I think those are relatively good summaries of what the point of this content is. And I guess maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Oh, he also said, I didn't, why are you coming at me with this kind of heat? Like, sorry, man, I wasn't trying to be that way. If you felt like I was, I apologize. Anyway, it's a random video I watched and I left a comment. You really don't get the right to sit there and tell people what they can or can't say in your comments. It's factually incorrect. I can literally delete every comment you make if I wanted to. Anyway, as long as they're not violating the rules of YouTube. That's like just not how it works. I'm sorry, it's just not how it works, okay? He says, sure, you can sit there and delete the comments so you immediately recognize you're wrong. You can try to auto-moderate it out. I don't even know what that means. But in reality, all I did was see a really bad situation with a bunch of players that are intentionally ruined someone else's experience by trolling them. And so that comment makes me really worried. Are you actually saying that you think the 4 people in this group who are unhappy with this guy playing Vengeance Demon Hunter as a non-tank are intentionally, what was the quote? By trolling them, I guess. Intentionally ruining someone else's experience by trolling them? I need that clarified. I really do. I don't have that clarified in this comment string, but I need that clarified. If we're going to talk again, if there's going to be a follow-up to this, I need that clarified. You really don't understand how often this crap happens. Are you trying to tank? Are you trying to DPS as a tank? Because I bet it happens a lot. Is it maybe even the guy who? Maybe it's even the tank. I don't. Maybe it's even the demon hunter. I don't know. But it's like we're getting to the point now where I'm wondering, like, does it happen so often to you because you're the problem? I try not to say that about people because I always try to assume the best in these conversations. But it's getting to the point now. It's like I don't know that I can, especially as a solo player. That's me. I literally pug every single thing I've ever done in the game since Shadowlands, and I do it probably more than you do. The new experience for new players is absolutely trash because of people like this, and because of dumb systems that Blizzard actually refused to change. The only one being disrespectful here is you. If you don't want people commenting, suck it up. That's not what I said. Okay. 3 more comments. This is how I know people are fucking unhinged, by the way. You left 4 comments between the time I said the first thing and the time I said the second thing. Always makes me worry about your mental state. Why wouldn't you just leave it all in one comment? And then to add to it, the vast majority of people that I've ever recruited to World of Warcraft left because of the overly toxic community. Hey, this is a big problem in the game. I totally agree with that. I think, again, you're exaggerating, but I think, yeah, the game's worst feature is the community right now, for sure. I guess some random person he's referring to in his head, literally can't make it 5 minutes in-game without seeing somebody trying to verbally assault somebody else or just asking a basic question. One thing I don't have on is trade chat. You might be talking about trade chat. I've never heard a basic question asked in the Mythic Plus Pug world and have somebody verbally assaulted them, though. It probably has happened. Like that shaman from that run who just, like, people just overreact and shit. But, like, come on, man. We can be a little bit more intelligent than this. Like, if you see somebody verbally assault somebody else for asking a basic question, that person has a mental issue, right? Like, we can't ascribe the entire video game to that. That person is probably just having a bad day or worse. So I don't know, like, how you can say this is part of the game. I literally played on 4 of the most populated servers on the game for the past 20 years. What does that have to do with anything? I guess he's talking about trade chat. I don't know shit about trade chat. Turn it off. You seem to, like, recognize that I just turn it off. Like, what was the point of being in trade chat? Or whatever, like, general chats are. If they're making you unhappy, turn them off. The video literally explains 90% of the experiences that pretty much everybody has in this game except people who have organized groups. Come to the wrong channel for that. I don't know what else to say at this point. This is literally the solo experience. Again, are you talking? I can't shake this notion that you're talking about this guy who entered a Mythic Plus Dungeon Adventures trying to DPS. You think that this is the experience and this is unfair that this is the experience. Okay. So he's still mad about me saying I guess I apologize. I didn't, like, I mean, I do feel like you're being disrespectful, but I did not mean to say that you're being hateful. I think you think I meant to say you're being hateful or worse or something. Like, I'm not saying that. I just said you're being very disrespectful by assuming what I do here when I have so much evidence. Like, it's my whole life, man. It's my job. Okay? So if you're going to come in here and make some blanket claims about me, I'm going to get disrespected. That's just how it is. Anyway, he's saying all I was doing was sharing my story and experiences. Show me the part where I was being disrespectful initially. Again, I just explained that. Show me how it's rude to point out the fact that the vast majority of the community has the chat turned off so that nobody can ever do anything. This is not true. That's why it's disrespectful, because you're fucking lying. Stop fucking lying to make your point. Just give your experience. Right? That's what you say you're doing, but you're not actually doing that. You're lying. The vast majority, you don't even know the actual numbers. He's going to embarrass himself later with that. But don't say these dumb bullshit statements. They make you look stupid. You don't know the vast majority. You don't even know the number. So how could you actually, like, how could you even poll the audience on that to know if the vast majority of anything is doing one thing? What chat are they turning off anyway? Are we talking about Mythic Plus anymore? I don't even know. Like, yeah, trade chat, turn it off, man. Who gives a fuck? What does that matter? I don't know. Like, what's the point? Who cares about trade chat? Show me how it's mean or rude or toxic to point out the fact that Blizzard fired almost all of their support staff, so none of these reports are getting looked at. That did not get brought up in the first point. That's not being talked about. Nobody's talking about that but you. I don't even know what you think is happening there, but I don't, like, what reports? None of the systems are being modified. What systems? Mythic Plus is changing constantly. Nothing is being fixed. Objectively incorrect. They're working on a skeleton crew. Objectively incorrect. Tell me where that's rude. It's an assumption. It's not even rude. It's just stupid. Sometimes it's fucking stupid and rude. Explain to me in exact details why you think explaining a story and explaining thousands of dungeons experiences that I've had over the course of 20 years. Because it's not true, dude. What evidence do you have that this happened? Prove to me that it happened. That's all I need you to do. If you want me to care about your point, then I need some proof of it. You can't just make these claims and expect me to think that the game is bad because you say words. Like, I am not seeing this. I don't know what you're even reacting to at this point, but one way or the other, nothing that has happened in this video has ever been submitted to me before, and I just showed you 126 submissions. I promise you, once I go through all of them, none of them will include a tank trying to DPS. None of them will include people commenting on that, and none of them will include that person walking out of the group and not learning a fucking thing. That's the point of the video, by the way. So I don't know what you think happened, but that guy was not, like, unless you're him, that guy was not offended by it. He didn't learn a thing from it, and that's the problem. That's why I made the video in the first place. So, yeah, this is a big issue with the game, man. I didn't say anything mean to anybody. I didn't say you did. I didn't attack any of your viewers. I didn't attack the person in the video. I didn't say anything mean or rude or nasty about you. I didn't do anything. I just commented after watching your video. Literally a model engagement. But I guess I shouldn't watch your videos because you can't handle people leaving comments. Kind of a weird career to get into if you don't like anybody talking. I could see this criticism, honestly, but you have to understand it from my perspective, which you don't know, but you have to, now that you do know, understand it from my perspective. I read and reply to every comment on this channel. Do you think that's fun all the time? It is not, okay? I'm going to tell you that truthfully. It's not always fun. Sometimes you read comments like this, and it makes me want to not read comments. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I want to read the comments, but when you leave bullshit like this on the channel, yeah, don't watch the videos. Like, I don't want you to watch the video. I don't want you to leave comments like this because then I have to deal with them. It's a personal goal of mine to read and reply to every person on this channel, and some of those comments and replies are going to be negative because we're people. We disagree with things. I'm not here to just, like, stroke your ego and be like, oh, there, man. Don't worry. Yeah, you're right. Blizzard sucks. It's okay. It's okay. Like, I'm not going to do that, dude. Okay, here's another comment. And then you tell me to record. Record what? The evidence that you have that you believe that 80% of all dungeons have people... I don't even know what he's arguing about at this point. The fact that you didn't read my comment where you could have clearly seen that I haven't been playing for the past 6 or 7 months. And I take big quibble with this. I'm going to go back here, okay? I do not think that says this, first of all. Like, I guess he talks about quitting, but it's like, that doesn't tell me that you haven't played in the last 6 or 7 months. 6 or 7 months is a long time ago, by the way. So, I don't know. I apologize if you think I didn't read your comment, but I only, like, I did read it, and it probably made me so frustrated that I couldn't understand it because of this one thing. So, if you want to learn anything from this, don't do bullshit like this. Don't lie about your comment. Don't lie about your point. Anyway, you didn't bother to read, but somehow still have the ability to tell me that I'm being rude. Again, I just said disrespectful. I'm sorry if there was some misunderstanding there. You don't deserve the views. You don't deserve the attention. You don't deserve anything that you've got right now because you can't just treat another person like a human fucking being. Like, I said this in the Discord. Like, you mentioned you're disabled. Like, are we talking about a mental disability? Like, no offense. I'm not trying to cast judgment on you, but, like, this is a very abnormal reaction to what I said, I think. I've dealt with a lot of people over the years, and this seems not like a normal reaction to what I said. So I did not mean to insult you or make you this mad, but this is not a healthy response to what I said, okay? Anyway, what a weird thing to get mad at me about in a comment. And like I said, I was mad, but it's like I did not treat you in that way. I was very measured with my response. I've gotten decent at that. Sharing my personal experiences with you, and I'm fucking channel, I guess, all fucking channel that literally is all about people sharing their personal experiences. I don't know that that's the case, first of all. I don't know why you would think it is. I get that you, like, it could be that when I show you the 126 emails, but you didn't seem to know about that. So I'm not sure what you're reacting to on that front either. Anyway, then another comment. I don't know if these are like 5 a.m. or something like that. It doesn't say what time this guy left these comments. Imagine not reading a comment and then trying to tell me that I'm rude. You're the rude one. What an absurd and absolutely profound exercise in mental gymnastics. So I replied, I shouldn't have, but I did. If you're not aware, I record every run I do on the channel, and I have submitted hundreds of runs to review a season. This is the first time anything like this has come my way in all these years. And again, I'm being a bit belligerent on this maybe. Like, I'm continuing to talk about the topic of the video. And so I do this a lot where it's like, listen, you're trying to talk about something that's not the topic of the video, and I don't, like, I'm not going to respect that. We're talking about this video, and so if you're not talking about this video, then I'm going to talk past your point. That's pretty rude of me, to be honest, but I do that because I also find it rude where people come in and make these like they try to like hijack the video to leave some random rant that has nothing to do with the video. Like, okay, if you're unhappy with Mythic Plus, you come to the right place. Again, like, I can help you, but this isn't the way to do it. Anyway, so yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. This is the first time. So again, if you're running into whatever it is you're ranting about, please record it and send it in for review. I'm happy to expose the behavior of those you are claiming are bad actors. Otherwise, please respect the fact that I have made a career out of pugging Mythic Plus and exposing this behavior and default to my mountains of evidence. Thankfully, it's not as bad as you say it is. We are lucky it hasn't gotten as far as you have made it to be. But unless you help expose the behavior, it won't get any better. Quitting and running away from it only makes it worse, and I fucking stand by that. There's nothing I could say on this topic that I stand by more than that. All these people who talk about quitting over Mythic Plus toxicity, quote unquote, you're making it worse. And he seems to know this because he actually says that at some point in these crazy comments that people have turned off the chat. So the trolls, the quote unquote toxic people, I don't know who they're being toxic to if everybody has the chat off, but apparently they're growing in, they're becoming more and more powerful because they're able to just troll with impunity. That's his comment, right? So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let's keep moving. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from it. Okay? Here we go. Gets worse. You and the hundreds of thousands of people who stopped playing the game disagree. Did you mean to say me? I didn't stop playing the game. Maybe there's a reason why they're not here talking about it recording videos because they unsubscribed, idiot. They are here talking about it. What do you mean? Did you read the comment? I don't understand what that comment is. Like, really think about why the hell would they come in and start talking on your videos and go and record stuff for a game that they don't play anymore. I did think about that, yeah. I thought it was because they had a problem and they wanted to help solve the problem. Is that not what you want? Sharing their stories and their experience is one thing, but then to try to say that they're lying just because you have a different experience. I can see. I mean, I can see it. I'll give it validation to say that. To say that I'm being unfair by calling you a liar. But it's because I have the experience that I know you're lying. Like, that's why I say that. It's not just me like having zero experience with this saying you're lying. It's me having like hundreds of thousands of hours of like. I mean, I've seen such an enormous mountain of stuff on this. At this point, like, you don't understand how this is my life. I think, and it's unfortunate that you couldn't respect that. Like, it's like going up to an NBA athlete and criticizing him for one play. You know what I mean? It's like, brother, that dude is doing more than you'll ever do in your life, basketball related. He made a mistake maybe, but it's like he's way more knowledgeable than about the game than you are. Okay? So don't just don't do that. That's just disrespectful. It really is. Anyway, next you're going to try to say that kids out there aren't getting abused because you've never gotten abused, or that because you don't go hungry, no one else ever goes hungry. What a stupid take you have. Now, again, it was you with the stupid take. This is a very bad example you bring up. Because if you did the same thing, that you would say 80% of all children are abused, or 80% of all people are starving, this is like verifiably false. This is what I'm telling you. That's why I'm calling you a liar. Which is funny because he called himself a liar, by the way. I didn't do that until this video. I never said that. So he knew that I was saying that, and he probably psychologically knows that he is lying about this, but he doesn't want to admit it. But yeah, it's not me. I mean, like I said, this all started because of this. If you didn't say this all might have gone differently. 80% of my dungeon runs. Come on, man. There's no way that that's true. Why would you even say it? Okay. That's that comment. Next one, just constantly just chaining comments here. This one's a little bit longer. And of course people would get upset. You took a comment that you didn't even read all the way through and didn't actually interpret properly, and then ignore the fact that they're commenting about the fact that the thing in the video that you're commenting never happens is actually a really commonplace for them. So again, just one more time, clearing it up. I'm talking about the tank, the demon hunter. That never happens. I don't know what you're talking about, but if you're talking about them being unhappy, like very benignly unhappy, by the way, like nobody even says shit about this guy. Like they're very kind to him, frankly. If you're talking about that being commonplace, it's going to be commonplace. You invited a tank as a DPS. Like, that's not normal. Okay. I'm talking about that. Anyway, he says, you completely misread everything that they said. Or did I read that? No, I didn't. He just says it a second time. You misinterpreted everything they said, and you gave really bad, shitty, ignorant advice about something that you didn't fully understand. I don't agree with that, obviously. That's not how adults should ever behave. Says the guy whose first reply to me was, shut up. You should understand that your experience is anecdotal, just like mine, just like theirs. Trust me. And this is why it's insulting. Because, like, brother, do you think I haven't considered that already? Like, what the fuck do you think? Who do you think you're talking to? Even if you don't know a single thing about, just look at the channel. Like, just click one link and look at the channel. It's every fucking video is about Mythic Plus. Hundreds of videos in the last 2 years are about Mythic Plus pugging submitted from other people. You don't even need to watch them to know that I have already considered that it's anecdotal. Like, that shit just really gets on my nerves, man. You've had a really good experience, and that's really cool. No, I haven't. What are you saying? Millions of other people clearly haven't, because we're down to like this. You guys are going to love this part. We're down to like 2 million players at this point. Back from when we used to have 14 million. Did you ever stop to question why? I would question the number. Where are you getting that number, brother? Let me hear you getting. You're making that one up too. You making that one up? Oh, you might be making that one up, aren't you? Oh no, that's not good for you, brother. Anyway, nobody just abandons their home away from home. It takes a long series of abusive criticisms to make people finally see how toxic the community is. I would agree with this, and I respect this position, but he actually contradicts himself soon. Stay tuned. The overwhelming majority of people have the experience that is in this video. Okay, just clarify what you're talking about here, please. The overwhelming majority of players don't know your channel even exists. That's correct. Finally, you said something correct. The vast majority of people don't even have recording technology to actually record a video and send it to you alone, actually care enough to do that. Yes, they do. It's called OBS. It's free, super easy to use, literally out of the box. You press record, it works. Whether or not you have it yet, you may be actually true about that, but that's not an excuse for not recording, honestly. You don't need technology. It's just a fucking software. Anyway, you're talking about a slice of a niche of a niche. No, I'm not. Mythic Plus is without question the most popular game system right now, in my opinion. I don't. That is an opinion, but I think the evidence that we have in the game would probably support it. Anyway, and then acting like that's representative of everyone's experience in the game. Well, no, that's you who's doing that, right? Like, you're the one who's saying 80%. Anyway, just as dumb as I used to think everyone else had my problem. Just most people. You have a whole giant community of people in the game that will go and make a party with them and like one or two of their friends, and then the other person that joins the group automatically gets blamed for literally anything and everything that goes wrong in the group, even if you did absolutely nothing wrong. We have multiple videos on this channel on that topic. Why don't you submit one, and we'll continue to raise awareness around people doing that. You have huge chunks of the population that claim if you don't parse your runs, they basically just think you don't exist because they don't have any evidence that you've ever played the game, because screw all your achievements. You're talking about somebody with like mental retardation. Like, who would think that? What are you talking about? What, did somebody say this to you? I don't understand, brother. Nobody gives a shit about parsing runs in Mythic Plus. Nobody. Like, there's almost nobody. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, who would say, like, oh, your score doesn't matter. Without parses, you're not good. Never heard that once. Screw the 2800 rating. Not something to flex on, by the way. With you trying to get into a Mythic +4. I mean, again, you can only invite 4 people. You can only invite 4 people. They're not the exact specific medical and what? Medical, that's a typo, I guess. Autocorrect and spec that I absolutely demand because I think it's absolutely necessary, even though there's very much evidence against that theory. But again, it's the group leader's choice, man. Like, you can't argue that it's not. You're not entitled to his key. He can choose what he wants. Even if he's wrong, like, I choose wrong all the time. I started doing my own key this season. If you guys haven't watched the stream, I started doing my own key this season. And I fucking invite shitty players constantly. It's still my choice to do it. Like, you're not entitled to my key, man. I'm a moron. Oh, good. Who likes... All right, you said that. Anyway, I'm a moron who likes to read the matter, and it automatically assume that knows everything about everything. I literally had 7 guild members within the past year who quit playing because they can't get into Mythic Plus groups on a regular basis without having to take an hour or longer just to even get invited to one. Ugh, this is what it's about, isn't it? Do your own fucking key, brother. Come on, man. How about you guys just play together? This part really makes me mad. 7 people all in the same guild who all quit because they individually couldn't pug Mythic. You know what you can do? Stop fucking pugging! How hard is that? Why is that? Why do you quit the game over that? Just don't pug. Shit pisses me off, man. What the fuck? You're gonna quit the game because you can't pug? Stop fucking pugging. How hard is that? And it's all because they don't parse. No, it's not. They don't run logs. Not related. And for some reason, that is now mandatory and Mythic Plus, even though you can just look at their rating and see that they clearly can do the content. I gotta talk to this guy. I have no idea where this is coming from. Never heard this before in my life. One person must have said this to this guy, and he fucking ran with it. Based on the reaction that he has given from my comment, this must have been nuts. Like one person must have this dude must have flipped out. There's a huge chunk of the population that are just trolls with multiple accounts that will go in and harass other players and then take their account and start reporting them the second they stand up or say something against them. I think there's probably a chunk. But to call it a huge chunk is ridiculous. Like, I've never ran into that once. Again, you can say it's anecdotal. But, like, let's be honest here. These are just runs on my main. We did 287 this season, 538 last season, 320 this season, 475, 402. Like, come on, I'm not going to go through all this, but we've done a lot of runs, guys. Never ran into this once where somebody tried to report me. At least to my knowledge. How do you know that they got reported, I guess, is the question. Did they get banned? And if so, they did something wrong. I know everybody likes to think that you get banned for stuff you don't do in this game. It may happen, but you just file an appeal and you get unbanned instantly. It is technically true that the game does not process bans with people anymore. A lot of it can be automated, but it will be overturned with people. So I have been banned for things that I did not do wrong because of mass reports, and I instantly got it overturned. You file an appeal, somebody looks at it, and they're like, okay, it's good, you're good. So I don't know what you're talking about this firing their customer support service that would read any reports of this happening. Not correct. Not correct. The overall experience is bad. The new player experience is bad. The veteran player experience is bad. The overall experience for the vast majority of people playing isn't really that great when it comes to Mythic Plus. It could be better. Definitely. Agreed with that. I have literally had more keys bricked in just the first season of this expansion right before I quit than I did in all of Dragonflight. Did you do no keys in Dragonflight? I highly doubt that's the case. Because not much has changed, unfortunately. It's gotten worse. Like, I mean, we can look at the statistics again real quick. What season is this? This is Shadow. Okay, let's go to Dragonflight Season 1. Dragonflight Season 1, it was pretty good, to be honest. Sub 50% is really good for us. So, yeah, it was definitely better at the beginning. But then Dragonflight Season 2, 54%. Dragonflight Season 3, 56%. Dragonflight Season 4, 51%. The War Within Season 1, 57%. War Within Season 2. It's lower, but we still only halfway through the season. Same, pretty much same, right? Not gotten significantly worse in my statistical analysis. not anecdotal experience. Anyway, I literally only played this expansion for a couple months, and it made me finally quit after 20 years because I can't keep dealing with these toxic assholes in almost every group. So what'd you do with the other 19 years? I don't understand. Do you put up with it, and now it's like a breaking point? Because I don't think this is... Like, if you put up with it for 19 years, you didn't do anything to fix your problem, you didn't fucking join a guild, you didn't actually run, you didn't stop pugging. Like, I don't know that you can blame Blizzard for this at this point, man. That's kind of crazy. And that's not even... And that's not even that they're saying anything. It's just the way they go about playing their group. So now you're basically ascribing that, like, anybody but you is toxic. This is really bad psychology. This is very unhealthy. The second anybody dies even one time, you'll see the tank bail out, or the healer, or and somebody out, or I guess chew somebody out, even though 9 times out of 10, it's the healer's fault for not healing them. Again, this is not helping your argument. But I have seen it. I have seen it where, people obviously refuse to take responsibility. So, yeah, I have seen it, but not 9 times out of 10. Like, okay, let's just stop doing that. And I know that for a fact because I literally mainline healing. He injects it directly into his jugular. It's the lifeblood of the game, in the game. I've had to switch to a healer for so many different groups, it's not even funny. Oh, I wasn't laughing at it. I had to help be a disc priest and a third dog poop evil damage just so I could make sure that we had enough healing so that we could finish up the dungeon so that we didn't break another key for the 20th time that day. I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about switching to disc priest in the middle of the dungeon when there was a second healer already in the group? We just have different experiences. That's very likely the case. And you can't even try telling me that I'm wrong. Go on the forums. Oh, I just did, yeah. Make yourself a new little fake character and try to ask for new player advice about joining guilds and how to talk with people. What advice would you need about joining guilds? I've already found 7 new player guides on the forums and on external websites. They all have one piece of advice in common. Join a guild as soon as possible. And then completely disable the chat so you don't have to see people talking anymore because there's nothing worth seeing in there. Okay, and the reason there's nothing worth seeing in there because it's mostly just nonsense. Like, if you're talking about joining trade chat and disabling trade chat, like, yeah, you should do that. I really recommend doing that. It's not because, like, I guess you're, like, not aware that the internet is, like, a toxic, like, it's like a miasma of, like, people just giving their opinions on shit nowadays. So I don't, like, honestly, like, yeah, you should be used to that by now, to be honest. Like, this is not going away and it's not related to WoW. So if you don't like seeing it, then yeah, just avoid seeing it. You can't run away from life. Anyway, what else? They all have one piece. Okay, read that. Now here's the part that we said contradicted it. Watch this. This is not the home away from home that I remember. Except it is. We literally used to have shirts that said, "You have survived the Barons chat," probably. I had one until a few years ago. What'd you do with it? The game has always been toxic, but now it's to the point where people can't even ask basic questions in chat without getting trolled into oblivion. Capitalized it. Perhaps because of the remake. On most servers. Even the famed Moonguard has gotten a giant rash of trolls with like 3 different accounts who will go on the forums and troll people and get them banned off the forum so they can't ever ask a question or participate in the community, all because someone disagreed with them one time. Unfortunate online interactions. Our community, oh, that's a funny one. Our community, O-U-R is how you spell that one. Community is a bunch of grown adults that act like children that do the same crap that you just tried doing to me by intentionally misinterpreting everything I said and then not even reading what I actually did say. I read it. I read every word of it. And then still trying to give advice on it. Again, we just have different experiences, and for some reason you seem utterly incapable of accepting that. So I reply to that. I am incapable of accepting that because on this channel, we are heavily involved in all this. It's my job, and I am deeply in the trenches on this topic. What I am telling you is I am way, way more experienced in this than you are, especially if you don't actively play the game right now. I think the issue we have is your insistence on your experience representing the majority, though. You keep trying to indicate that my experience is not the realistic one, but if you watch my channel at all, you would know that at best I do represent a very wide swath of the conversation around these topics. It seems to me that your experience is the outlier here, so if you want to solve it, you have a clear path to do so. You can download OBS, a free lightweight program. Go run into this problem, which you believe is happening in 80% of all keys, and record representative examples and send them in here. If you aren't aware, I constantly make videos highlighting the problems of Mythic Plus pugging, especially exposing toxic players. This is a match made in heaven for you, and it honestly really fucking is. If you actually are running into these things, then you should have no shortage of evidence and we can expose these people. If you took the time to calm down and pay attention to the things we are doing here, this would be good for you, basically. This nonsense notion about 12 million people quitting the game over apparently 2 million toxic players makes no sense alongside your 80%. And it's just some sob story you have told yourself so you can avoid actually facing reality and improving within the Mythic Plus landscape. I challenge you to do that now. I still stand by that. It was an hour ago, but yeah, I still stand by that. If you are not succeeding in the Mythic Plus landscape, stop blaming other people, man. That's all I could say. Like, just deal with it better. That's all I can say. So anyway, we have some replies to this, which is ultimately why I decided to make the video. This is getting exhausting now, but we're going to read it all. 20 years of being disabled and playing for 10 to 13 hours a day. I don't know why you bring that up. That's like disabled? You don't make me think like this isn't a word that you should use like this, I think. And you think that's just because I missed the last few months that means you have more experience than me. Yeah, because things change a lot. The game is evolving very heavily. Thank you for literally proving my entire post correct. You're incapable of listening to reason or logic or facts. If that was true, I probably wouldn't invite you into Discord, so let me know. You don't listen to reality. You probably didn't see it. When you left a comment, I'll show it again. Oh, wait, where is it? Yeah, here it is. Okay, that's just my response to that. Anyway, I think you would do yourself a service by going out there and asking players that no longer play about what they thought about Mythic Plus and why they quit the game. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of fucking whiny idiots like you. I'm sure of it. Like, that doesn't mean they're right. That's the problem, right? That's the actual issue here. I got permanently banned. Oh, I see. I didn't read this one yet. This one's issue. I got permanently banned from the World of Warcraft forums and from Reddit for posting up a very long-winded diatribe about why I quit playing the game and included a link to a Reddit post that also got deleted because I got permanently banned from Reddit because of the exact same post. What the fuck? You see, when Blizzard panics because a statue bearer is quitting the game for the first time in 20 years, it sends a message to them. And when that statue bearer lists all of the many sins of the community and the company and the way that the company handles the community, and then add in the snarky little picture of my statue with the bottom of an empty dumpster in my neighborhood, along with my shirt that says I survived the Barons chat. Okay, you said that was a couple years ago, so what's happened? You kept playing after you did this? They didn't like that. So I can prove you right. Yeah, you're right. Because I think you wouldn't even be able to find my account if you tried. They literally deleted all my characters from the armory. You got banned in the game too? Brother, this is bad. This is really bad for you. I tried searching up my own characters and there's just a bunch of other people that didn't exist before. Wait, what are we saying now? Oh no, what are we saying? Okay, now I'm scared. They literally went and invented new characters to hide the fact that one of their most long-lived players has quit the game because of the overly toxic and restrictive gatekeeping community. Okay, maybe we shouldn't get in Discord. Now I'm scared. Again, remember the most commonly given advice and new player advice is to find a solid guild and then turn off the chat so you never see anything that anybody says because there's nothing important happening in trade chat. Yes, you're using the right word, but you're just like not understanding it. Like that advice is given because it is actually just spam. I don't like what part are you not getting there? Like there's no actual productive conversations happening there. That's just the internet, man. Are you not aware of that? Like that's just the internet. You can live in your little fantasy world where your little buddies send you your little videos of their very carefully curated content where they never really show you the other story. Fuck you, honestly. Like, honestly, fuck you. You're such a fucking idiot. It's embarrassing. You're making yourself look like such a fucking unhinged, like, mentally deranged person. It's so fucking insulting, honestly, man. I'm trying to be respectful, and it's just so disrespectful. Usually when people are getting screwed over in 80% of their dungeons, they tend to not bother recording because they stop playing because nobody wants to pay to play a game where they're getting constantly verbally abused or just completely incapable of actually doing the content because people think that they know better. Are we still talking about this demon hunter who's trying to DPS as a tank spec? Imagine thinking that you, a casual player, I'll read it again. Imagine thinking that you, a casual player, has more group experience than somebody who literally used to run 3 whole guilds by themselves, with all 13 of my characters, all 13 of which were usually geared up and at least heroic level, raid gear or mythic plus gear or PvP equivalent. Every season that I did PvP, I got to at least 2400 rating. Is that good? Going higher is actually a lot higher than most people think. Oh, I don't know shit about PvP. It's garbage. I ended Dragonfly with a 3k Mythic Plus score. It's not bad. I always have been ahead of the curve. Literally, I have gotten ahead of the curve on virtually every raid and every expansion since the game launched achievements. Ahead of the curve. What about cutting edge? I am literally the definition of what people like you would call a no-lifer. I wouldn't describe you that way. Literally 13 hours a day. Constantly running dungeons on one character or another, constantly helping people get through the content that they need to, because that's what a guild leader does. You think I sat around and let my officers do all the dungeon groups? Didn't think twice about that. Nope, every damn day of the week for almost 17 of those 20 years. I was running dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon. So why are these people pugging? What happened that they started pugging? There were times where I was literally hitting the hourly instance limit. You're completing 10 Mythic Plus dungeons in an hour? Don't ever try telling me that you have more experience than me. I do. Because I literally didn't have a life. You gotta say that out loud. Holy shit. I played WoW more than I played real life. Oh man. I have seen everything that has happened in this game, and unlike you, I asked a more important question, which is to ask people why they quit playing, not why they have a problem with the game that they're currently playing. See, I get what you're saying. I fundamentally disagree with this as like a philosophy. If you quit, you run away from the problem. The people who are currently playing and have a problem, those people care. The people who quit are fucking cowards. Like, they really are. That's as much as I can say on it. Like, it really is the truth. If you run away from the problem, especially now when we see Blizzard listening to like every manner of feedback that they can possibly listen to, like making their game worse, you just did it wrong, man. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, you don't ask those people the question. That's the wrong question. That's the wrong people to ask. Is why a Blizzard usually asks you to answer a survey when you unsubscribed. They don't do that anymore. Or, well, maybe they do again. I think they started doing it again, actually. They stopped doing it for a while. They don't care what's keeping people in their game. They care about what's making people leave. Or at least they used to. Yeah, I don't think they do it anymore. I can tell I'm not going to get through to you. I would love to hear your thoughts, but like, this format is terrible for you. You're not getting through to me here. You called my anecdotal experience a sob story, when in reality it's just another story. I'm just saying you're like being overly dramatic for this. I think everybody would agree with that. It's another person's experience. As another person who has actually gone out of their way to ask people questions about what they didn't like about the game and why they quit playing. You're not dedicated to anything other than making other people make content for you. Make your content for you. That's somewhat valid. I mean, first of all, that's obviously false, but it's a valid criticism. Like, yeah, if it wasn't for the people submitting the content to the channel, we wouldn't have content in that way, but we would do something else instead, obviously. Apparently trying to start drama with somebody even though you never even read their initial comment. Okay, now you see why that's false. Grats on actually being a subpar piece of excrement. See, like, when you make comments like that, do you think that actually, like, helps your argument? An exemplar of literally everything that I said was wrong with the community. That's funny. You have a couple hundred people who are sending you very specific scenarios. And again, I will repeat, most of the people that are getting screwed over by this game aren't stopping to record a video to send to some unknown YouTuber that randomly got suggested out of nowhere. Why is that being said? I just do it now. I'm not suggesting you get a time machine and go back in the past and do it. I don't understand that. They usually just keep trying or unsubscribe. Right, yeah. But so in this case, the keep trying people are here commenting on it. So in response to keep trying, I say keep trying and also record. Does that make sense? You never hear about it because you're only worried about the people actively playing it. Yeah, no fucking shit. Like now it's starting to get really weird. You're more worried about people who aren't playing? I'm more worried about people who are playing because they're the ones I'm running into in Mythic Plus. I obviously care about them. Unfortunately, there are now more people who used to play WoW than people who currently play WoW, and that should tell you everything, but you're too dumb to actually listen, so never mind. Okay, so you just typed all that bullshit, and now you say never mind. Okay. And so obviously his friends. I mean, there's no doubt about this, right? 58 minutes, 48 minutes, 39 minutes. Here's another one. Okay. Both of these guys, first comment on the channel, by the way. Both accounts made 1 month ago, too, which I always look at. It's a little suspect, but regardless, that could be a coincidence. Okay, so this guy's replying to me, trying to win me over to the other guy's argument. I read both of you, but both of what you said in this little tiff. First, you both need to go and get a room and make this up somewhere else. I agree, by the way. I would love to do this in Discord. Secondly, Potato is right. This is literally just normal. I don't know if it's 100% of the time or anything crazy like that. That was what he said. So, but I would say more of the dungeon runs skew in favor of this crap happening than ever actually having a completely successful run. And so, okay, this guy I try to have respect for because this is like a new person in this conversation. So I'd like to hear like, what would be a completely successful run in your eyes? I think most people would consider a successful run a key that you upgrade, right? That's how I would look at it. But I think a lot of people might also look at it as a run with like overly friendly people. I don't know what you would say. Like, is a successful run a key that you get score from and that you have finished and upgraded or whatever? I don't know. You got to define that for me. In my own personal experience, most people tend to just be jerks and aren't paying attention at all. So I mean, like, what are you doing? Like super low keys? I don't know how you guys can say this. They aren't paying attention at all to what? How do you do the dungeon if they're not paying attention at all? Most people that I've ever heard of on this game are using things like weak ores to play the game for them, so you don't ever actually have to think. Oh no, did you just say that? And now Blizzard's literally going to install a one-button rotation system. I'm not sure if I believe them about the statue holder thing, but they wouldn't be the first statue holder to get permanently banned from the forums for calling Blizzard out on their crap. They didn't get banned for that. Trust me, I was an MVP on the forums for 2 years. I still am a huge part of the forums. I still am in Discords together with people who run the forums. You don't get banned for that. You do not get banned for like complaining. You only get banned for doing things that are against the rules, and that is not one of the things that are against the rules. So based on the way this guy's conversating, right, calling me a cuck or whatever that fucking nonsense is, he probably did that. Okay, let's be serious. He broke the rules, had nothing to do with the rant. He broke the rules in some other way. And he's probably wasn't, you don't get permanently banned the first time. Ask Jambo. Where's Jambo at? Brother, you gotta chime in on that. Anyway, one guy actually got into the news because of it. He had to open up a lawsuit because they completely started trying to publicly defame this guy because he called them out for like their pretty obvious lack of concern over racism going on in their game. I am really hesitant to reply to this because if you're saying something like this, I assume it's true. I hope you wouldn't be lying about this. I'm not going to look this up now, but if anybody knows of this being true, please let me know. I highly doubt that anybody sued Blizzard and won. But there is definitely a big problem with the racism and the way people interact with each other. Like, hey, trust me, I agree with this. I've always agreed with this. This is not, like, I don't disagree with this. Anyway, I stopped playing literally on that day. Oh, God, we're going to bring up politics. I'm going to read the comment, but we're bringing up politics. I apologize. I stopped. Luckily, it's like, what? Are we like an hour and a half into this video? An hour and 4 minutes into the video, so people probably have tuned out by now. I stopped playing literally on the day that Donald Trump got elected because in every server that I played on, the whole chat was just people talking about how they love the crap happening in Gaza and how they're super excited about Trump becoming president. And now they don't have to worry about women having rights anymore. It's just the whole game now. I have a feeling you're okay, so let's just really quickly compartmentalize that. That's called trolling, brother. People who talk about politics in World of Warcraft are trolling. You just ignore them. How do you play the game for 20 years and not know that? That part just really makes me scratch my head. Should it exist? I know. I agree it shouldn't exist. But it's like also like, I mean, if you care about politics, like you should recognize that that's like relatively on the border of free speech, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know what these people are saying. I'm not getting into politics. If you leave a comment about politics, I'm deleting it, by the way. We don't talk about that here. But yeah, these people are trolling. Let's just say that. Anyway, it's the whole game now. I have a feeling you're probably like the person Potato is describing. Oh my God, I'm going to read it. You probably have the chat turned off. You probably have an organized group to play with. And I'm going to read it. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm going to read it. And I would wager that... How much do you want to wager? Right now. How much do you want to wager? How much you got? I would wager you haven't done a solo group finder in probably a long time. Is that like one day? Because unless you're saying one day is a long time. Anyway. And somebody who actually never joined a guild. Wait, okay. No, that's not what he said. Let's be fair here. I'm getting a bit silly now. Ask somebody who actually literally never joined a guild and never intentionally groups up with anything other than looking for group and doing PvP. This is literally the solo experience. So I don't know if you're going to read this too, but can you just clarify like what we're reacting to? I actually don't know what we're reacting to at this point. What part of this video is the solo experience? Are you guys actually talking about this Demon Hunter getting like mildly argued with? Like, I mean, dude, this video, I really got to get clarification on that. I really have to get clarification on that. I would see this in some other videos. Like if you guys posted all this bullshit on a different video, it would make more sense. But if you guys are actually saying that anything in this video where this guy gets like, I mean, it's very mild, like insanely mild for a person who actually is just playing the game objectively incorrectly. Like there's no debate in this, man. The guy is not playing the right role as a tank. Like what? I don't know what you could say about it. How is that bad? Like how does anybody reacting to that would be justified? Anyway, again, I don't think it's 80% of the time good, but I'd say it's at least 50 to 60% of the time. Oh, just say you don't know. Just say it happens a lot. I don't know why people try to do this. Because, he says people literally don't care to actually learn their class anymore because they keep hearing this BS excuse that the game is too complicated and there's too many abilities in their rotation. When in reality, every class in the game and every spec in the game can be watered down to a 4-button rotation because everything else is like a 30-second long cooldown. That's not part of your rotation. Those are just spells that you use, and you don't always use them on cooldown. You fit in well with the Mythic Plus puggers. I don't blame you for not using your cooldowns on cooldown. I have a friend who joined in about a month before I quit playing World of Warcraft, and he decided he was going to try out Subtlety spec for Rogue. Everybody kept telling them that that's the worst, I guess spec, probably a typo, the worst spec to go into if you're new to the game, and yet he managed to get into doing like Mythic Plus 3 and 4. It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I don't know you very well, but I feel like you have a really insulated experience. Yeah, you should have stopped there. You should have stopped there, man. I don't understand why people do this. Like, brother, I'm not some anonymous person on the internet, dude. Like, I'm not some random account, throwaway account on Reddit. Like, I could see why you would say that. I guess you're so used to arguing with random throwaway accounts. Like, what are you talking about? You don't need to feel. You don't need to guess. You can literally do this. Watch this. I'm going to do it for you. I don't imagine we're ever... Okay, not that. Watch. I'm going to do this for you. We have made some videos. Look at this. Find a video that's not on Mythic Plus. I mean, I'm not sure there is one. I don't know when the last time I made a video that's not on Mythic Plus was. Probably when they did the Dragonflight, those changes to Dragonflight. Just making sure it's not one of those guys replying. Dragonflight changes to like Naxxramas gearing. I think that's the last video I made that wasn't on Mythic Plus on this channel. Sometimes there's like news stuff, but that would not. I wouldn't really count that. Anyway, I don't know you very well. We've established that. The only people that I ever hear say the kind of things that you do, Metro? Question mark? I don't. He's saying that like only insulated people would say this. Well, you're wrong, which is embarrassing. Like I said before, you probably have organized groups and people that you know that are consistent and can actually help you get things done. But this video here and many of the other videos that you have on your channel, so you did look at the channel, are literally just a solo player experience. What are we reacting? I gotta get clarification on that, man. What are we reacting to in this video? And it is frustratingly common. And again, Potato is right. You're only getting a small selection of people who were actually willing to take the time out of their day after they have already wasted an hour and a half failing keys after spending an hour trying to get into keys in the first place. What time does it take to record? I don't understand. You just press the button and then press it a second time when it's over. Most people don't know your channel exists. Correct. I agree with that. That's the one thing everybody said here that's true. So therefore, logically, most people aren't recording their instances or having these kinds of problems, and they're not coming here to talk to you about them. They are, though. That's the problem. I wish that was... Like I said, if everybody could just either record their runs and send them in so we could review them and expose the bad behavior, or you can just go somewhere. I mean, I don't understand why people do that. I guess it's like ranty and just venting, but like, you know, we have a pathway to help with this and you just don't do it and then be like, well, I didn't know your channel exists. Okay, now you do. So record the fucking runs. I don't know. I don't know. He said, maybe if you had 5 million subs and 10 million views on every video, I might believe there are more people submitting things. Believe what? What do you think I'm lying about it? You think all those emails are fake? I don't understand. Until then, you sound like an arrogant prig. Is that a word? And then also to Potato, chill the fuck out, bro. Damn. Had to throw in to make it sound like they're not friends. Another person replied. This one's really classy. Says, wow. And you have a gall? Is that how you'd say it? You would have a gal to call them disrespectful. That's a big yikes, as the kids say. I have a gal. Anyway, I assume that's the last comment made. I wouldn't be surprised if another one got left in this last hour. But yeah, I don't know, man. I want to help. I want to help. Oh, this guy actually replied to somebody else now. I didn't even notice that. That was to Apotheon. It's even more confusing than that because if you go into normal heroic instance, it will change your spec for you, but not always. It's really inconsistent. Okay, he's just actually talking about the video. How about that? But yeah, I don't know, man. I want to help. Like, I don't know if people realize that. Like, I actually want to help. I want to make this game better. What happened in the comment? Oh, it's not under, it's under top now. But yeah, I want to help, man. So I really want to understand your argument, and I want to help you with it, okay? Like, I'm telling you this right now. If your argument is... Wait, what happened here? If your argument is, I don't have an argument and I just want to vent, then please don't do that here, okay? It's like a waste of my time. You can go do that in the forums. Well, I guess you can't because you got banned. Just make a new account. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I want to help you, okay? So let's get in Discord. I would happily do like a second episode of this. But yeah. Oh yeah, that video is live now. That's what people are commenting on. Anyway, yeah. Let's talk, man. I'd really like to talk. You said some really fucking rude and dumb shit, but I see it all the time. Like, you're not the only one who does shit like this, so no hard feelings. Let me know when you're available. Otherwise, I wanted to make this video because I feel like, first of all, it's funny, but it's a cautionary tale. If you are out there in a position where you're like talking about throwing away like a trophy that you have from playing the game, talking about giving up on guilds, talking about like your full life, like 12 hours a day of WoW being done because of people, this is optional. It really is. And I can help you with that, honestly. And we can help clean up the community together. That would be a great idea, don't you think? Wouldn't it be great if you could come back to the game you love? I believe I know how to do that. Would you like to work together? Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again.